Hello, welcome to another episode of Nimble Answers. Today's question is coming from the CompTIA subreddit from Reddit user unfamousdaniel. They titled their post "Study Tips?" And this is what they got. Hello guys, I am a bit new to the IT and tech world and I've been studying the past 2 months for the A+ that I plan on taking around December-ish, but I don't feel all that confident yet, so I was wondering if any of you guys have any study tips for the test or any on your phone to try and study when you're not home. Well, this is a really good question, and one I feel a lot of people are asking. So here are a couple things that I might recommend. Number one, there are a lot of great resources out there. You didn't mention what you're using right now, but some of the more popular ones are Professor Messer, who has an entire YouTube series covering the whole of the A+ certification. There is an instructor on Udemy, Jason Dion, who also has a really great course. The cool thing about Udemy is you can usually find them with a pretty decent sale, or even if you change up your email address a little bit, you can get a discount on the courses. So I wouldn't go too much out of pocket for a Udemy course, but they are an option. Besides videos, Mike Myers, who also does video, but he has a great series called the Passport series, and he covers the trifecta, A+, Network Plus, and Sec Plus. He has recently updated his A+ Passport series to include the latest version of the certification. And I've always found those to be a really good resource. I used it when I was just getting started in IT a decade ago, and I have looked at his current offering, and it is just as good as it was. Now, you mentioned that you've been studying for a couple months and that you plan on taking it in the December-ish timeline. We just started October, so you're thinking maybe 2 more months, which is fine. No one can tell you how much time you need to study for one of these certifications. When I was studying for the A+, I actually took an official course for it. It was basically like night school 3 nights a week for 4 hours a night for, I believe we had 5 weeks to cover both portions, both cores of the A+. And so that's how I studied for it, was in that course, and then also on my own studying for it. I was able to complete both of the cores and pass both tests in those 5 weeks, but I was committing a lot of time to my studies because I knew it was a career field that I wanted to go into, and so I had the time, rather I made the time, and I put in the effort to study for those tests, and I was able to pass both of the tests within that 5-week span. But everyone's timeline is different, and someone might need 4 months just to prepare for the first core. I would recommend that you study 1 core at a time so that you don't bog yourself down with too much information outside of what the first test is going to cover. And as far as anything on the mobile phone or apps that you can use to help you study, there are a lot of good flashcard apps. Quizlet offers free flashcards, and there are other apps for studying the CompTIA. I wouldn't put money into any apps unless they have a free version that you can then upgrade, because you really want to make sure that what you are paying for is going to be beneficial for you in your circumstances. I never used an app to study for any of these certifications, but I know a lot of people who have used apps for the CompTIA certifications, for a lot of the other industry certifications that are out there. So it's actually a good solution, I feel. I just never used it myself, and it's not a requirement, obviously. So as far as additional study tips go for you, I think that the most important thing you could do while studying for these tests is to make the time, schedule the time that you are going to study, and commit to it. Consider it like it's already a job. These certifications help people get hired in IT, and they will help you get hired and make this career change that you're looking for in your life, but you have to get the certification first. So treat it like a job, schedule it. Maybe that's only an hour a day, but definitely put it on the calendar and make note of when you're going to do it, and then take that time seriously. I know that a lot of us, myself included, tend to procrastinate everything out. And so one other thing I might recommend to you is pick the date that you're going to take the test, put it on the calendar, and count the days. And that way you kind of set that finish line for yourself in your mind, make it immovable. And that might be the motivator that you need to get into the books and watching the videos and studying for this certification. So, Unfamous Daniel, what I would say to you and anyone else listening is pick the resources that you want to use, that you're comfortable using and match your lifestyle. Pick the date you want to take this test, set that end goal for yourself, stick to it, and that could be the motivator that pushes you to actually sit down, do the work so that you're ready when it's time to pass the A+ certification. I know you can do it. That's all for today. Until next time, stay nimble.